we will beat you. No.
And the Health Ministry summons the management of the Kolebo Teaching Hospital following an announcement of a new course of dialysis at the facility without consultation.
In business news, National Petroleum Authority accused of allowing a Chinese company to bring in over 300 tanker trucks to indulge in downstream fuel haulage.
On the international front, the military leaders in Gabon relaxed curfew imposed on the country following the overthrow of President Ali Bongo. We have business and sport and entertainment coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're live also on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com.
The news now in detail. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, has criticized the Interior and National Security Ministries for their silence on alleged protester brutality during the Occupy Jubilee House demonstration. SHRAJ Commissioner Joseph Whittal tells TV3 such lack of correspondence does not foster public trust and consensus.
Hundreds of demonstrators in Accra held a 3-day anti-government protest against poor governance and economic hardships, accusing police of abuse, harassment and suppression after 49 suspects were arrested for unlawful assembly and Public Order Act violations. The police say the arrest was after the protesters defied a court order prohibiting them from protesting in the vicinity of the Jubilee House. However, the Commissioner of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Joseph Whittal, says the police misconducted themselves.
In a democracy, rule of law should be the basis for determining how the police and the citizens relate. There is a need for rapport between they and the citizens who are demonstrating. It is a right of the people. So if they are on the street, don't approach them from the attitude of the colonial mentality. If you don't do what we want, we will beat you. No. That is completely out of the way. That's what happened. You have to build the rapport, and they will know that if you said you wouldn't let them go to the Jubilee House because it is a security area, make them know that that is it. But don't, and of course you can barricade that place, but don't go to the extent of saying, if you attempt to march towards that direction, we will beat you. And as a result, you will arrest them and lock them up. No, that's not the case.
He expressed his disapproval of the Interior and National Security Ministries for their reluctance to address the issue.
The security agencies get to know that the power to protect the citizens has been given by the citizens. Communicating with them on matters of even national security, that is possible. There's nothing wrong with it. But for the Minister of Interior, the Minister of Defense, we have not heard of them. Minister for National Security, we have not heard. In respect of what has gone on, it's a bit unfortunate. In fact, IGP has spoken. We have heard him speak with the leadership of the protesters. We appreciate that. But sometimes when the matter is of national interest, it will be good for the leaders, ministers of state, to at least make themselves available to the people to explain or to even apologize if their agencies have gone a bit too far.
It's been almost a week since the protest, and government has not yet commented.
In more news tonight, the coalition of civil society organizations say they will resort to the court to remove 2 EC commissioners deemed to be politically exposed to preserve the integrity of the election management body if common sense does not prevail. The appointment of Dr. Peter Apiahene and Hajia Salina Tijani, according to them, erodes the principle of fairness associated with the commission. The group also expressed concern about the growing monetization of politics in Ghana.
Argues that the resignation would safeguard the trust in the Electoral Commission. The president's appointment of Dr. Peter Apiahene and Hajia Salima Tijani sparked public concern, prompting the NDC to petition the Council of State. Dr. Kojo Asante of CDD Ghana explained the concerns of the CSOs.
The appeal is a better way of kind of stepping back rather than forcing the issue into it, going to court, and because sometimes legalization of these kinds of issues doesn't help. I think we have to understand that if the democracy we want to progress. Elections have been the cornerstone of Ghana as a model democracy. The individuals themselves, if there are ways in which to appeal to them that you don't want to have to be under this cloud all the time, and therefore there are many ways in which you can deploy your talents and so on. And why don't you do that?
Former New Patriotic Party Chairman Peter McMahon emphasized the need for reforms in EC appointments.
I've gone through the electoral system with the IPAC, and most of the appointments in the previous years were skewed. We bore the pain, but we sat and went through it and won the elections in 2016. So if we put it in the public domain that Mr. A or B has been found as a lecturer, a TESCON patron at Sunyani Polytechnic, so the entire electoral process should break down, I beg to differ.
Director for CSO engagement of the NDC, Peter Boama Otukono, expressed concern over the silence of civil society and the media regarding the attempted politicization of the Electoral Commission.
What emboldened the president? Remember that after her appointment, some deputy was also appointed. And that deputy, we also know very well, as a TESCOM patron, we have raised concerns. We raised thorough concerns. Nothing was done. He has performed. We have seen his posture. And still, there is no element of independence in that person's posture. Yet, nobody was supporting the cause. Nobody said anything. CSOs were quiet.
The lack of a standardized result management process, disinformation, and the monetization of politics are some of the key issues that were flagged by the coalition of CSOs at this roundtable discussion going into the 2024 elections. Duke Menton Poku, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's speak to Professor Samuel Edu Jemfi. He is with the Department of History and Political Science at KNUST. Prof, thank you so much for your time. The appointment of Dr. Peter Apiahene and Hajia Salima Tijani as commissioners of the EC remains an issue several months down the line. Now, CSOs are demanding they to resign to safeguard the image of the EC, especially going into election 2024. What do you make of this call at this time?
It is the right call, my sister. Quite clear that it ought to or should be settled based on common sense. But if that would not prevail, I think that the organized institutions and individuals have the right to also proceed to the court to see if the judiciary would have something better to add to the discussion to inure to the benefits of this country. Based on the tape you just played and people want to listen to, it's quite clear to me that issues of skilled appointments had happened in the past. But is it the case that if you endured or some group endured, should that become the norm that Ghanaians would aspire to, that appointments toward the Electoral Commission would be partisan, would be skewed, and would not inure to the peace and the quiet of this country? I think fundamentally that's not what we anticipate, that there will be a disquiet and problems post-elections because individual actors therein are found to be politically tainted or leaning toward one political party or group that seem to compromise the integrity of the Electoral Commission.
Now, the president, during the swearing-in of the said commissioners, pointed out that the election is about those who vote and not those who count. Why is it important for the EC to be seen as a neutral arbiter in elections? Hello, Prof. Yeah.
Those who count, yes. those who count are supposed to be neutral. If you are a soccer fan and you are watching match between Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, you don't expect that the one who is the referee would be either Kumasi Asante Kotoko supporter or Hearts of Oak supporter. Even if that were to be the case, it is something which was going to be hidden. That which is seen now is glaring in the sight of the populace. And what are we talking about? It is a non-starter. It's absolutely unacceptable, and it must not be encouraged.
Prof, thank you so much for your time. And Professor Samuel Edu-Gyamfi is a political analyst with KNUST.
Let's go on to some other stories here on News 360. The Electoral Commission is justifying its silence on the use of the Ghana card as a sole document for the voter identification. It follows what the Commission says is the high number of minors registration recorded at its district centers over the last 16 days. Addressing the media, the Deputy Commissioner, Bosman Asari, cautioned against the registration of minors. My colleague Noble Crosby Annan has the rest of the story.
The EC's commitment to a transparent and inclusive electoral process was reaffirmed during this address, which provided important updates on the ongoing 2023 voters registration exercise. One of the central objectives of the EC is to ensure that every eligible Ghanaian is registered to participate in elections in the country. According to the EC, disenfranchising any eligible voter is not the intention of the Commission, contrary to claims by sections of the public.
Let me begin by reiterating the Commission's avowed commitment to ensuring that every qualified Ghanaian is registered as a voter to take part in the 2023 district-level elections and the 2024 general elections. The Commission is desirous of registering everyone who is eligible. We reiterate that it is not our intention to disenfranchise anyone.
Now, to facilitate the registration process and accommodate the increasing number of registrants, the EC has taken steps to augment the number of registration kits in district offices.
We wish to assure all qualified persons that we have increased the number of kits in our district offices to accommodate the large numbers at the registration centers.
The Ghana card, equipped with age and citizenship data, is seen as a potent tool to prevent the registration of minors and foreigners. The current guarantor system was deemed outdated.
The Ghana card shows the age and citizenship of the bearer of the card, making it easier to identify those who are minors and those who are foreigners. The Electoral Commission believes that the guarantor system has outlived its usefulness, and we are convinced that the time is right for a system that every registrant is identified on his or her own merit, rather than another person vouching for the age and nationality of that person.
For citizens who have lost their voter ID cards, the EC announced that the replacement of the ID cards will commence on October 3rd.
The replacement of the voter ID cards will begin on the 3rd of October in all our district offices. The fee is 10 Ghana cedis, and the payment is through a short code that will be made available to the public very, very soon.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission is indicating that it will exceed its targeted number of 700,000 persons to be registered in this exercise.
We gave you a target of 52% of the 1,350,000 people who qualify. And currently we've done 667,300 or so. Almost 90% of the target we set for ourselves. So what this indicates is that we are going to exceed our target.
From the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, Noble Crosby Annan.
Stay a bit further on issues of elections, and this time around, a founding member of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Nyaunyao Tamaklo, says Alan Kojo Kyerematen would only get votes in the Ashanti region if he contests in the 2024 presidential elections as an independent candidate. The party stalwart fears that situation could create ethnocentrism, which, according to him, is not good for the country. He was speaking to Evelyn Tengma.
Running as an independent candidate, records really don't show independent candidates doing well in this country. But you can't tell. My only worry is that it is going to deepen the ethnocentric sort of feelings that people have about our party. That's where my worry is, because it will depend mostly, if you get any votes at all, from Ashanti region. And that to me is worrying.
Well, that's Nyao Nyao Tamaklo there. Alan Kyerematen has been very consistent and is confident about the fact that a lot of his votes is going to be coming from the Ashanti region. And if you look at the trajectory over the period, you can understand why. And his base in the Ashanti region is quite strong. Professor Smart Sapong is a political analyst and a researcher, is joining us on Zoom for a conversation on this. Professor Smart Sapong, thank you so much for joining us here on News 360. So that's the position of Dr. Nyao Nyao Tamaklo, that look, if Alan Kyerematen is just focusing on the Ashanti region to have more of his votes, it could create some level of ethnocentrism in Ghana politics. What's your take on that?
Well, a very good evening to your good self and a good evening to our cherished viewers. I think Dr. Nyao Tamaklo is right to the extent that you cannot, as a national party or somebody seeking to rule the entire republic, have your eye on just one region. At least let him appear or present himself as being popular in some more regions. We have 16 regions. If he's able to create some relevance in about half of them, that will be fine. That will present him as a national person, rather than the current situation where it appears his target is in the Ashanti region more than any other place.
But, I mean, in terms of strategy, you will not fault him, is it not? I mean, if he knows that his strength and stronghold as a person is in the Ashanti region and he is strategizing based on that strength, what's wrong with that?
Well, there is nothing wrong with that. But whether or not he has a base in Ashanti region is yet to be tested. You know, Ashanti region has been a stronghold of the NPP and not necessarily for any particular person who came from the Ashanti region. Even when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo from the Eastern region was contesting to become president, the Ashanti region still gave him overwhelming support. So it is not entirely the case that the region is NPP stronghold because of certain elements, Ashanti elements that leads the party. Yes, you can say so for government President Kufuor, but at the same time, when Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo also came, yeah, we realized they gave him the support. So, as a person, Chief Alan Kyerematen is yet to test himself as to whether he is that strong in the Ashanti region. As for the MPP being strong, we can confirm that over the years. But for Chief Alan being singularly popular in Ashanti, it is yet to be tested. And I dare say, yes, some percentage of Ashanti votes, but many of the Ashanti.
We'll see how things play out. Professor Smart Sapong, thank you. Thank you very much. Professor Smart Sapong is a political science lecturer and also a researcher. Join us on this portion.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And the Ministry of Health has summoned management of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital following an announcement of new cost of dialysis at the facility. Public Relations Officer of the Ministry, Isaac Ofe, who made this known, tells TV3 the decision was taken without consulting with the Ministry.
They have not even brought any proposal to the Ministry for consideration and onward forward to Parliament for approval. And what the Chief Executive is saying is that even at their management level, that is at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital management level, that decision has not yet been finalized or concluded. There is a need for an increment in the price of dialysis because of the cost of production. But then, before you increase, then there's the need for a proper procedure to be taken or caution to be taken, like sending the proposal or the proposed price to Parliament for approval as the fees before you are able to charge. But these have not gotten to us yet, and even if it has gotten to the Ministry, it should be before Parliament, and Parliament will have to approve that before it is charged. It is in line with this that the Ministry draw their attention to the Ministry yet. The Ministry has summoned for an urgent meeting, And then quickly, they are asked to reverse the prices that they have put out there, reverse back to the old pricing as we take a final decision on that issue. So going forward, the ministry may consider whether to add that particular product to the basket of the health insurance.
3 university unions have given government a 2-week ultimatum to restore their withheld allowances, or they would lay down their tools. At a news conference in Accra, the unions claim their members are experiencing excessive hardship due to government's actions and inactions.
The 3 unions, the Senior Staff Association of Universities, Ghana, Tertiary Education Workers Union, Ghana, and the Ghana Association of University Administrators, are primarily non-teaching staff, including administrators, cleaners, and security personnel. The national president of the University Administrators, Dr. Beth Ofeye Ewuku, stated that the increasing tension among their members is uncontrollable.
The reason for this press conference is the disregard of a signed agreement between unions and government by the government through its agencies, including the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, and GTEC, Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, in refusing to respect the Memorandum of Understanding signed between labor unions and the government to security staff and some identified staff of the public universities, of some public universities like UMAT and UCC, have been denied since July 2022. All these things, when they add up to what the issues are, the issues that are happening on the ground, make people agitated.
The unions urged government to adhere to the agreement reached between the 2 parties on December 8, 2022.
The university management, upon receipt of the letter, started its implementation of payment of the new rates for fuel and related allowances. But after 2 months of payment of the agreed rates, they were again directed to stop paying the new rates on the car maintenance and off-campus allowances, which had always been tied to the fuel allowances. The labor unions did not take kindly to this decision by the government. It would interest you to know that the labor unions graciously agreed to government's requested moratorium of 9 months. Government paid us nothing, but we waited.
The union's leaders are concerned about the deduction of their Tier 2 pensions and are uncertain about the intended recipients.
You have access to your information, so you know what you're entitled to when you're going home. And the data has missing records. So we need to find out where the records are.
We gave them 9 good months. What is happening? I've been in the service of the university for close to 22 years and beyond. And my pension is nowhere to be found. And you want me to keep quiet? Where is our pension money?
The Trades Union Congress says it will seek legal interpretation at the Supreme Court over the restriction of security officers from unionizing. TUC Secretary General Dr. Yao-Ba argues that their restriction under current Labour Act 651 violates their rights.
According to the Trades Union Congress, the current Labour Act 651 does prohibit security agencies from forming unions. These agencies typically participate in the Joint Negotiation Committee to determine the base pay on the single spine.
The TUC is going to court on a number of things. If you look at the first part of Act 651, the scope of the law limits unionization. For example, immigration officers, prison officers, the police, and so on cannot join or form a union to defend their interests. We think that is unconstitutional. And so we have already instructed our lawyer to go to Supreme Court on this matter.
The Deputy Minister of Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Rekurubobi, stated that the Labour Act is currently under review, which will address the concerns of the TUC.
Especially the security services. But now, if we look at it, can we say the security service can now form a union that would seek to the welfare of their members and so on? So I believe it's undergoing review, eminent people are on it. Organized labor, you are part. The employers are part. The government is part. The consultant is leading the process. Lawyers are. The Attorney General will look at it. It will come to Parliament for us to look at it. So be sure that we are taking into consideration how the world of work has metamorphosed and where we are now.
Well, a former ambassador to the Netherlands, Dr. Eunice Broekman-Emissa, is amongst this year's winners of the Right Livelihood Award, widely known as Alternative Nobel Prize. She is being awarded for pioneering discussions on women's productive and reproductive rights in Africa, paving the way for liberalized abortion laws and improved safe abortion.
Eunice Broekman-Emissa, a Ghanaian physician, has been instrumental in promoting safe abortion access in Africa for over 3 decades. She has led advocacy, sensitization programs, and training on women's reproductive rights, uniting healthcare providers, government officials, lawyers, and activists. Sub-Saharan Africa experiences 6.2 million unsafe abortions annually, making it the world's most dangerous region for access, with 92% of women living in countries with restricted abortion.
Out of the total of about 36,000 maternal deaths from unsafe abortion, almost 24,000 were from Africa alone, and that was about 60% of the total. That was a totally unacceptable state of affairs, considering that nobody, absolutely no woman, has to die from a totally treatable and manageable cause of unsafe abortion.
As a young doctor, she initially held anti-abortion views until the loss of a pediatric patient to an unsafe abortion. She has since advocated for legal reforms and a cultural shift in societal perception of abortion, contributing to a 40% decline in abortion-related deaths in sub-Saharan Africa since the year 2000.
Working from the highest levels of the continent at the AU level and the levels of the AU agencies, regional and sub-regional agencies, we were able to get the continent at the highest level to take measures to curb this sad and unfortunate issue of preventable deaths of women from unsafe abortion. And also the fact that we have been able to get more countries to provide preventable measures such as family planning, or what I would rather call contraception, to prevent unwanted pregnancies.
The pioneer in sexual and reproductive health and rights has constantly been advocating for life-saving measures, women's empowerment, and a future where reproductive rights are not just a legal right, but a lived reality in her region.
Congratulations, Zeno.
Congrats to her.
Indeed, you're still live here on News 360. We're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com. Business News is up next. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint. As compared to other paint brands on the market, we take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
my friends, my name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Choose Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Many hands make work easier. It's all hands on deck to protect your family and friends from COVID. It's up to you and it's up to me. It's up to us. Together, we can protect the vulnerable in society as well as our future. Play your role and get the vaccine. We are stronger together. Forget the yab, get the jab. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Health Service, FHI 360, and Good Life. Live it well. Many hands make work easier. It's all hands on deck to protect your family and friends from COVID. It's up to you and it's up to me. It's up to us. Together, we can protect the vulnerable in society as well as our future. Play your role and get the vaccine. We are stronger together. Forget the yab, get the jab. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Health Service, FHI 360, and Good Life. Live it.
ECG is now cashless. My studio lights are always on. I never run out of power. With the ECG Power app, I'm able to report an issue, check my credit, buy power, all in real time whenever I need to. I don't worry if ECG vendors are closed. In the comfort of wherever I may be, I still keep my lights on thanks to the ECG Power app. You can simply use mobile money wallets, Visa or MasterCard. It does not attract e-levy. With the ECG Power app, you're totally covered. To download, go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You don't have a smartphone? Don't worry. No internet? Don't worry. No data? Do not worry. Just dial *226#. This is what I call convenience in your hands. ECG Power app. A yes, simple pa.
Oktoberfest is here again. Ghana's premier 5-star hotel and your CMG hospitality facility of the year. Labadi Beach Hotel brings you another exciting edition of the biggest beer festival in the world, Oktoberfest 2023. Performing live is the Bayern Boys Band from Germany. Catch all the fun with German traditional food and beer at the plush Labadi Beach Hotel on the 6th and 7th of October 2023. For enquiries and reservations, please call 0302-772-501 or 0249-532-866. Oktoberfest Beer Festival. Come, let's party! Stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN.
Michael is here with the latest in the world of business. Michael, what is the NPA being accused of?
Well, some players in the petroleum industry think that the NPA cannot be absolved from blame with the bringing into the country about 300 tankers belonging to Chinese yachts. Good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on 360. My name is Michael Obodu. Straight into our top story. Our Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy has faulted the National Petroleum Authority for allowing a Chinese company to bring in over 300 tanker trucks to indulge in for haulage in the country. According to the director of the center, Benjamin Sia, this will collapse local businesses in the space and therefore called on the NPA to reverse any deals with Central Refinery.
To allow a Chinese company to import these huge numbers of VRVs into the system, just to kill the local participants in the industry. These VRVs were allowed into the country without even taking taxes on them. They were exempted from paying taxes. And they are brought in to compete a market that is already owned by Ghanaians, who are also suffering because every year they continue to buy vehicles at the time that even consumption of these petroleum products have not been increased. And for that matter, there is excess supply of VRVs in the system, leading to certain decline in the output or performance of these VRVs. It is very, very unfortunate on the part of NPA to actually allow this. The local companies are companies that continue to pay taxes on their employees. They are companies that continue to pay annual license renewal fees on the vehicles and also at the premise within which they operate. They pay corporate taxes to the state. And then we allow a foreign participant in the name of Central to come into the system to collapse their businesses. At what expense? What profit are we expecting from Central other than our local Ghanaian companies? So I think that NPA must set up and they should not be excluded from this blame. You hear the story that they are now going to look into it. They cannot say they are now going to look it. They knew about it and they were very, very aware of the importation of these products. They should correct it now and then so that at least some of these things do not happen again. Because if they continue to allow Central to use their vehicles in distributing products across the country, what is going to happen is going to collapse the transport sector of the petroleum downstream.
Now, MTN Mobile Money Limited is training 180 security personnel in Accra to combat mobile money fraud with plans to expand the training program to other parts of the country. The Fraud Capacity Building Workshop is a crucial initiative undertaken by the company to guarantee the safety of its customers.
This way, they would part with the knowledge that would positively affect the general populace. So that's where we are now. We started our training sessions, and mind you, it's not just going to be in Accra. It's going to be across all the regions. And the reason for this is to have a measurable impact.
IOCO is confident that the training will equip its staff to effectively combat mobile money fraud.
This will help investigators understand the terrain in which these fraudsters work. Before this MOU was signed, we already had collaborations with MTN. We've investigated some cases of symbols fraud in connection with them, and then the people were put before court. And so we believe that with this training that they are organizing for us now, it will better equip us more.
The E-Crime Bureau, the training facilitators, praised MTN Ghana for their move.
We see the MOU between Mobile Money Limited and IOCO as a step in the right direction. In fact, we encourage more of such within the ecosystem so that we can safeguard users of the mobile money service.
MTN Mobile Money is the top service provider in the country with the largest customer base. FBN Bank has opened an agency office in Abeka La Paz in Accra, aiming to improve accessibility and service provision to clients.
The strategic move is to increase community access to banking services, promoting financial inclusivity and regional economic growth.
We like to give products that are appropriate to where we serve. And this area, we know that is dominated by usually small, medium enterprises. And that's why, for example, we spoke about the PAPs, the Pan-African payment systems, where a lot of people can now make payments safely to West African countries without having to carry money across the borders and all of that.
The new agency office is designed to enhance the convenience of internet banking.
As few as rather avenues to complement what we do. And so far so good, because AI can be used in many ways, including how our consumers behave, what they do, and so on, and therefore be ready for them where they want it, how they want it, and so on.
The commissioning of the new agency office coincided with the launch of a new deposit promo.
This promotion is going to run from tomorrow and will run all the way till April 2024. We would have 2 draws. One will be done in December, hopefully, and then the second draw duly supervised by National Lotteries under the Caritas platform sometime in April 2024.
FBN Bank Ghana is a subsidiary of First Bank of Nigeria Limited. The Ghana subsidiary was formerly International Commercial Bank, ICB, which commenced operations in Ghana in November 1996.
Well, that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. Our website, 3news.com, has more stories for you. My name is Michael Obudu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next is sports.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Wait a minute, yo! It's on my nephew! Wow! This place has changed, yo! Yo! Ajwa, look at you all grown up, yo!
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe that gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo!
Hey, sister, we did what Ponsano and Casa, just like I remember.
Uncle, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, chai, ne me shrink quite fast.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, mommy.
Gino dear, Emma Adriana de Ankasa.
Say Gino dear, fie. It's delicious, yo!
This advert is FDA approved. Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly.
Hey, gee. My head really aches. Feeling cold and feverish.
Sorry. I know the solution to your problem. It is Procold.
Procold? I bought some 3 days ago, but I'm not seeing any improvement. You can even have a look.
Let me look at it. This is fake. Let's go to the drugstore. Please, we want Procold. No, not this.
Oh, but this does the same work, and it's even far cheaper.
No, we insist you give us Procold from Kojak. I don't understand why people give this fake Procold. And where they don't give the fake one, then they give you a similar one with a different name and tell you it works the same. But it is not so. The only Procold we know is from Kojak. If it's not Procold from Kojak, then we won't accept it.
Wow. So this is the original Procold. It has the logo and Kojak boldly written on it.
Yes, for quick and effective relief from headache, flu, nasal congestion and other feverish conditions, insist on Procold from Kojak.
Procold, K-O-J-A-C-H.
This advert is FDA approved.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA. Choose.
Well, Oreg Kwampofo is here. There's a lot happening with the bid for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations, correct?
Yeah, it's going to East Africa. Very
East
big
Africa.
surprise, yeah.
That's Pamoja.
That's the name for it, actually.
Wow, let's get into it, shall we?
And so we'll be heading straight into the AFCON draw, where yesterday the Pamoja bid, a joint effort from East African nations, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, successfully secured the hosting rights for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. Now, this report explores what this means for the 3 African nations involved.
Welcome to Morocco. Welcome to Morocco. Everybody
Selecting Morocco as host of the 2025 AFCON seemed rather straightforward after the North African country won all 22 votes at the CAF Executive Committee meeting. The real surprise was when Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania announced as co-host of the 2027 AFCON. The East Africa AFCON Pamoja bid saw off competition from Senegal, Egypt, and Botswana.
Considering the countries that we were going against or head-to-head with, I mean, we had probably little to no chance. I think what worked for us, the trick, is that West Africa has been hosting these tournaments for some time now. Cameroon hosted. We're going to Ivory Coast next year. Guinea was given until they pulled out. So there was that, like, people are feeling it's one region, and I think the president and CAF Exco are feeling that if they take it to West Africa again, they will get a backlash. Obviously, Senegal are a good host. They have good players. They have a good stadium that they built the other day. But I think the fact that we presented something new, something different, and a new region won people's minds.
The 2027 edition is 4 years away. But would the East African trio be ready?
I think they have to, because the last time we had a chance to do this was in 1996. Kenya was given a chance to host Cup of Nations, but they could not deliver. It was given to South Africa, which they hosted and won. CHAN was given to Kenya the other day, and we could not deliver. And I think we've seen commitment from the 3 presidents. That is President Samia Suluhu of Tanzania, President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, and President William Ruto of Kenya. We've seen commitments. The launch of this Cup of Nations bid was done in Kampala State House, was done in Nairobi State House, was done in Dar es Salaam State House. So I feel there's that togetherness and probably commitment that they are showing they're gonna host.
The biggest event on African soil looks set to return to East Africa after 51 years since it was last hosted by Ethiopia in 1976.
Well, the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations is about some 4 years away, but let's focus on the next one. As part of the build-up to the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire, the Confederations of African Football has confirmed that the trophy will tour selected countries on the continent, including Ghana. Accra will host the trophy for 3 days from November 26 to 29, 2023. The trophy tour across the African continent will be organized by the title sponsor TotalEnergies as part of the pre-tournament activities. The 34th edition of the Continental Showpiece will take place from January 13 to February 11, 2024. Or if you're after some more sports stories, you can follow us on social media at 3SportsGH. My name is Oreko Ampofo. Up next on the bulletin is entertainment.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Mommy.
Michelle, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
The 2023 district level elections will be held on the 19th of December 2023 from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. When you vote assembly and unit committee members into office, you give them the authority to plan, budget, and implement decisions on your behalf because district assemblies and unit committees are responsible for the development of the areas within their jurisdiction. The assembly determines how much to spend on essential services and infrastructure, for example, healthcare facilities, schools, sanitation services, public transportation, the supply of clean water, local economic development, and security measures within the locality. There is no discrimination against eligible candidates and voters. We must endeavor to vote for the right candidate, irrespective of gender, ethnicity, or disability. A vote for the right candidate is a vote for development. All Ghanaian citizens of 18 years and above with valid voter ID cards should turn out in their numbers to vote for their preferred candidate. Political parties are not allowed in district level elections. Do not sell your vote to any political party undercover. Remember, district level elections happens once every 4 years. The time is now. Your vote is your power. Get involved. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Information with support from the Governance for Inclusive Development Program implemented by GIZ and commissioned by the German Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development.
Every solution is the right one. Pick the right solution with Vodafone One Business, your all-in-one solutions package for all your business's communication needs. Call 050-777-9000 or email sme@vodafone.com today.
Is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Lifestyled, Vodafone, Further Together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, Anita Ekekufo is here. What's going on in entertainment?
World Tourism Day has been marked, and so we have all the details.
Super.
All right, so my name is Anita Ikia Ikufu, and the 2023 World Tourism Day has been marked in Ghana with a call to action to chart a new course for the growth of the sector centered on environmental conservation, job creation, and economic resilience, and themed tourism and green investments. The celebration highlighted the critical need for sustainable and eco-friendly practices in the sector to promote responsible tourism.
Welcome to Ghana.
The World Tourism Day is marked on the 27th of September each year to showcase the tourism sector's unique ability to drive economic growth, preserve and promote culture and heritage, and provide opportunities for all. Held in the beautiful city of Adan, this year's celebration themed Tourism and Green Investments highlighted the power of green investments in creating a better world. Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Marco Kwekumante, encouraged stakeholders to adopt more responsible practices, citing the far-ranging economic, social and environmental benefits of green investment to communities.
We must accept it that our world today has become extremely warm. When I was growing up, you could sleep in your bedroom without any air conditioning system. But today, any young person is looking for money to purchase an air conditioning system because it is warm. And we've caused it by how we have abused the environment. Tebeka One Galam say, today people are mining the sand by the sea. We are destroying the earth we live on. And so all we are saying is that it's about time we protected Earth, Mother Earth, by taking the right decisions, environment clean. Let's not destroy nature. Whatever you touch, make sure you sustain it.
Akosia Jemang is the CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority.
There's a call to action that we should be mindful of our actions and how our actions are impacting the environment negatively. Celebrate this day, and we're talking about green investment. Ghanaians, we need to change our attitudes towards the environment. When you eat food, you drink water, hold on to your quote-unquote trash. Take it home or find a dustbin and put it in. It's also a call to action for business owners to start looking at sustainable ways of doing business. We cannot continue to degrade the environment.
Other key stakeholders, including the paramount chief of Ada traditional area, Nene Kabu Akwaku III, called for policies and regulations to promote responsible tourism in order to protect the planet and drive economic growth. The 2023 World Tourism Day celebration started with a tour of the Inchinchim Museum in Ada, a space dedicated to visual archiving of African history and African heritage by officials of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Ghana Tourism Authority and other key stakeholders.
My name is Anita Ikia Kufu. Thanks for your time and have a good evening.
Thank you, Anita. On the international front, military leaders in Gabon have relaxed the curfew imposed on the country following the overthrow of President Ali Bongo. We have more details on our website, 3news.com. And that's it for News 360. Thank you so much for your time. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Alfred Bukansi. Join me at 10 p.m. here on TV3 for Ghana Tonight. Have a great evening.